Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bibles and what are we calling this? Bible together.
Bible
Almost,
together.
almost called it something else. Just noticed you can see all my junk here, which I don't care for. But this is what it's going to be. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing good.
I don't know where the button is for the
I like to
camera.
say that junk is not ours.
There we go.
That junk.
Actually, these two things are mine, and this is mine, and this is mine.
Okay, but the rest of it's not our junk.
Hiya. We're back for another chapter, another adventure in Joshua.
Yeah, chapter 11.
We need a theme song.
Okay.
Can you write me a theme song?
No. I'm terrible at writing music.
Well, no theme song then. Hopefully you've had a good week.
There's gotta be stuff we can use.
No, there's none. The
You're
internet is a
joking.
void. Hopefully you had a good week and you are excited to get into the word this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, or whenever you watch this, because I can't ever
Well,
not say this morning.
it goes live in the evening, so possibly evening.
Maybe they're catching up later.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to look at Joshua chapter 11 today. If you've never seen this before, this is something we do where my wife and I, we kind of just go in as blind as we can in our neutral state. Like we just have with us what we've read in our life and the things we've learned along the way. We don't do like an in-depth study ahead of time of this and just see what through conversation God reveals to us as we work through the word together.
We're not super blind, though. I've read it before.
Yeah, I mean,
And some.
I think because we posture this as like a Bible study, typically for a Bible study, we would do quite a lot of prep work and digging and trying to bring new things to the surface.
Right.
But this is more of it's almost like a devotional time. Um, you don't have to have 8 hours. You don't have to go find a Greek lexicon. You can just open it up and talk about what you see.
Those things are helpful, though.
They can be, yeah, for sure.
I like to have one up.
At some point, we should talk about the resources we like to use, but
Yeah.
not today. We don't have a ton of time today, so we're going to kind of motor through this.
Okay.
And we are on Joshua chapter 11, as we have said. Am I reading or are you reading?
I'm reading because you have to push the buttons.
I know I can give you buttons,
Oh, okay.
but not today.
Okay. I don't want buttons.
Joshua, whatever we're doing
Chapter
here.
11.
That's right. Here we go. Joshua chapter 11.
Here we go. When King Jabin of Hazor heard what had happened, he sent messages to the following kings: King Jobab of Madon, the king of Shimron, the king of Axpha, all the kings of the northern hill country, the kings in the Jordan Valley south of Galilee, the kings in the Galilean foothills, the kings of Naphoth Dor on the west, the kings of Canaan both east and west, the kings of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites in the hill country, and the Hivites in the towns on the slopes of Mount Hermon in the land of Mizpah. All these kings came out to fight. Their combined armies formed a vast horde. Oh, that's an awesome line. And with all their horses and chariots, they covered the landscape like the sand on the seashore. The kings joined forces and established their camp around the water near Merom to fight against Israel. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid of them. By this time tomorrow, I will hand all of them over to Israel as dead men. Then you must cripple their horses and burn their chariots." So Joshua and all his fighting men traveled to the water near Memron and attacked suddenly. And the Lord gave them victory over their enemies. The Israelites chased them as far as the greater Sidon and Mizrephoth Maim, and eastward into the valley of Mizpah, until not one enemy warrior was left alive. Then Joshua crippled the horses and burned all the chariots, as the Lord had instructed. Joshua then turned back and captured Hazor and killed its king. Hazor had at one time been the capital of all these kingdoms. The Israelites completely destroyed every living thing in the city, leaving no survivors. Not a single person was spared. And then Joshua burned the city. Joshua slaughtered all the other kings and their people, completely destroying them, just as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded. But the Israelites did not burn any of the towns built on mounds except Hazor, which Joshua burned. And the Israelites took all the plunder and livestock of the ravaged towns for themselves, but they killed all the people, leaving no survivors. As the Lord had commanded his servant Moses, so Moses commanded Joshua. And Joshua did as he was told, carefully obeying all the commands that the Lord had given to Moses. So Joshua conquered the entire region, the hill country, the entire Negev, the whole area around the town of Goshen, the western foothills, the Jordan Valley, the mountains of Israel, and the Galilean foothills. The Israelite territory now extended all the way from Mount Halak, which leads up to Seir in the south, as far north as Baal Gad, at the foot of Mount Hermon in the valley of Lebanon. Joshua killed all the kings of those territories. Peace with the Israelites. Wait,
Mhm.
sorry, I skipped a line. The end of 17. Joshua killed all the kings of those territories, waging war for a long time to accomplish this. No one in this region made peace with the Israelites except the Hivites
Oh,
of
no.
Gibeon.
Hold on.
All the others were defeated. The Lord hardened their hearts and caused them to fight the Israelites. So they were completely destroyed without mercy, as the Lord had commanded Moses. During this period, Joshua destroyed all the descendants of Anak who lived in the hill country of Hebron, Debir, Anab, and the entire hill country of Judah and Israel. He killed them all and completely destroyed their towns. None of the descendants of Anak were left in all the land of Israel, though some still remained in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod. So Joshua took control of the entire land just as the Lord had instructed Moses. He gave it to the people of Israel as their special possession, dividing the land among the tribes. So the land finally had rest from war.
Huh. Um, I accidentally locked my computer partway through that. It didn't do anything to recording or anything, but it did mean I was several verses behind for a moment.
Yeah, sorry.
So, sorry, everybody. Um, let's get back to normal here. A lot of fighting.
Yep.
What you got?
This is where I wish I had a map
That's what I was working on, actually.
to kind of understand uh, a lot of the bits jumped out at me. Um, well, it seems like it's a lot of nations, a lot of peoples. It's interesting that they would all come together,
Mm-hmm.
considering how prone to fighting everybody is. I mean, that's not unnatural for all of human history, but I mean, it is I think it
Sorry.
is unnatural for so many people to come together to unite. I guess I'm not sure what I'm trying to.
What are you trying to get at?
I well, I'm trying to think. There are other times in history where large groups of people have gone against one.
Right. I mean, yeah, it happened in kind of recent history, right? With World War II.
Yeah, that's kind of where I had kind of stumbled through in my mind. Oh, it's this line that talks about how many people it's supposed to seem like. Their combined armies formed a vast horde, verse 4.
Mm.
A vast horde. And their horses and chariots covered the landscape like the sand on the seashore. But the Lord says in verse 6, do not be afraid of them, which all throughout Joshua you see this line. Be courageous, do not be afraid. By this time tomorrow, I will hand all of them over to Israel as dead men.
That's crazy, right? Like that's like pirate tale language.
Yes, that's the part that jumped out to me. Like these people that are as vast as the sea, this vast horde. And it says tomorrow they're going to be dead men.
Nuts.
But it doesn't, like usually,
Okay. Would you like to see a map?
yes, to see a map.
Okay. So we're going to do that.
Can everyone see the map?
Yes, everybody can see the map now.
Okay.
So this is the map of the conquest of the northern armies or their northern campaign. So like we can see Hazor here,
Mm-hmm.
which was focused on a lot. Let's see what the different lines are. So Joshua and the Israelites route from Gilgal to Merom. And then the Hivites from Mizpah, the Canaanites, Medan, Sinarath, Hatzor join forces near Merom. That's the green line. So that's the movement of those armies in here.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Lake Hula, Sea of Galilee. This is all way up north. And just like for some context, they crossed the Jordan River here
Mm-hmm.
and they camp at Gilgal for a while. Jericho is like right over here,
Yeah.
typically. And so they've gone north. They have conquested their way up here,
Right.
right? This is the crazy one to me.
Which one is that?
Sidon.
Oh, okay.
Joshua and the Israelites pursue the Canaanites, the Hivites, Merom towards Sidon at Mizpah. So they kind of run around here.
Were they? But there was a point where all these people were united against a fight,
So
right?
it
Or
sounds like
was it up and up
it's
and up and up and up?
there is some groups from these places all coming together to meet kind of in this area. And eventually there's a big old fight and then they spread out. I got the impression, I've never really noticed this before. I got the impression that they sort of scatter. The Israelites break into pieces and go to like, so they've defeated the armies and they break into pieces and go and deal with the towns. Right. So
Hmm.
at some point, I'll try to remember to put this in like a smaller mode. But they seem to break apart because it says that none of them burned the cities, but Joshua then burnt Hatzor.
Or did I say it wrong? It's not Hazor.
Actually,
I mean, it probably. I have no
I
idea.
have no idea. Hatzor, I believe, is an Egyptian god, and that's how that one is said, and that's why it's sticking in my head like that.
Okay. Sorry.
Um,
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure about this. They didn't burn any of the cities, but Joshua did burn this
and that's
city.
where I feel like it's like, all right, we've defeated the armies. Now you guys go. This battalion go take care of that city. This battalion, you route them up north. Like, let's figure this out. Let's go all together. And left to their own devices, the Israelites seem to have just been like, hey guys, treasure.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah, they do talk about taking.
They
Didn't
took
the
all of the
word?
treasure, but they killed everybody.
I thought the word was plunder. It did seem like a piratey word.
This whole chapter is very piratey.
Yes, it is plunder. Verse 14. The Israelites took all the plunder and livestock and of the ravaged towns. Even the word ravage
Mm-hmm.
seems kind of piratey.
And they pillaged and they plundered.
I don't think you can be a pirate without being on the water, though.
Yeah, they're called mercenaries on land,
Well,
right? It's basically the same thing.
yeah.
Uh,
But all these words are pirate words. I suppose.
brigands or whatever. Yeah.
I guess they. I mean, anyways, that's beyond the point. It's just funny. I mean, it's not funny.
Says Joshua slaughtered all the other kings and their people, completely destroying them, just as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know how Joshua's like psychological state is at this point.
In what way? Like in having to do what was commanded? It's difficult to wage war or to kill people.
So my mind just connected to something. So last week, Steve said something about this is why Jethro told Moses like you need to divide this out. And do you remember what the reason was?
Um,
I
it had
don't
to do
remember. I
with
can pull it
it
up.
had to do with management of people.
Yeah.
on a leader. I can't remember exactly what the context was, but I know it had to do with leadership and not letting all of it fall on the leader because it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
But beyond that, I don't know. I'm not sure what you're going for. I I'm just it's interesting because it said in verse 17, Joshua killed all the kings, uh, waging war for a long time. I wonder what a long time is.
It's been such a long time. I can't find my notes, and that's quite concerning, actually. I'll figure that out later. Um, so the reason I asked about his psychological state is like his mission is hard. Moses, there's a couple of weird like transitions of power in the Old Testament.
Hmm.
So Moses deals with the Israelites while they're struggling to figure out who they are as a people. Excuse me. Bible study after lunch is hard. Um, while they're figuring out what to do as people, they've just seen these like great acts of God.
Hmm.
He has got the fire and the pillar of dust, or the pillar of smoke, right? Pillar fire, pillar smoke, to guide them through their journeys in the wilderness. He's done the parting of the Red Sea. He's gifted them with the ability to craft things. Like they've got all this great encounters with God, and the Israelites are struggling, and Moses is his power man. Go touch the rock, and then like that kind of stuff. Go speak to the rock, and it'll flow, and then he smacks it and makes a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So is dealing with like the political leadership of the people and the spiritual leadership. It's a very different task than Joshua has.
Hmm.
But Moses doesn't get to see the promised land. And then Joshua gets to take that mantle and run with it. And I've always felt bad for Moses
Why?
because he deals with the people stuff, the hard, like
But God,
people are sticky, right? That's hard.
yeah, yeah. But you were talking about Jethro, and surely God sent Jethro to help
Mhm.
Moses on the right track. Like you
Sure.
need to delegate. Very like obviously you cannot. I don't think we ever think about how large the group of people were. Like it was impossible. Sometimes I think about not that our congregation is impossible, but like the amount of people, like we've had appointments and we've had varying amounts of people. And I thought, you know, this congregation is probably the largest we've had,
Mm.
and there are other core that have larger congregations. And I thought, man, how do they manage that?
Or Steve was 7,200.
Yeah, Steve has 7,200.
So my point is, there's this transition of power. Joshua then has the job to go and purge the countryside of wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always felt a little bad for Moses, but I don't I think Joshua's job is much harder. And so I think it's interesting how much it highlights he follows the instructions of God and he follows the instructions of Moses.
I'm sure it's harder because Moses has to set them up.
Mass homicide.
Moses has to set up the people. They're not worshiping God properly. He has to, with God's help, he has to get them on the right track. I'm not sure. It's like apples and tomatoes. Or I don't know. Is that
Those are very comparable. They're both red circles. What do you want?
ah
You could have said it apples and steak, still red technically. You could have said any number of
maybe
things.
I meant potato.
Apples and microphones. You pick two things that are largely similar, both fruit,
Ah,
can both
stop.
go in salad.
Okay.
People
Sorry.
drink the juice of both.
This shouldn't have. Tomato juice is disgusting.
I agree. Tomatoes are foul.
Warmed up, it's fine.
No, tomatoes in general are poison. But
You eat spaghetti? What are you talking about?
yes, and I don't think anybody on the planet will disagree with me that the amount of tomato in marinara sauce and spaghetti sauce and in ketchup and stuff these days is basically none.
Okay, it was a bad comparison, but I just think that I think that comparing Moses and Joshua is just not fair. I real
No, I'm not saying it's a fair comparison. I think I've always kind of felt sorry for Moses that he didn't get to do the Holy Land thing. But the work in the Holy Land is rough.
Yeah. But I mean, he wasn't a stranger to battle.
No,
He like had to hold his arms up the whole time.
he had help. Do you ever think this is really random? Do you ever think about that and that
I think about it frequently.
how hard is it to hold your arms up for that long?
But to hold someone else's
To hold
arm,
somebody else's
you
arm
need
is so
somebody.
much worse.
You need somebody. It's like a
Look at
chain.
me.
It's a chain of people. All right, we're holding up Moses' arm,
This
but you over there, come hold up my arm so I can keep holding up Moses' arm.
and this is where crutches were invented.
What? I don't think it has anything to like. I don't think that's okay. I think it has something to do with the human element. We can't get AI to hold up Moses' arms.
Okay, fair enough. So they're working their way through the countryside. I have to imagine like Joshua has to have constant reaffirmation from God.
In what way? What do you mean? He
I just
needs
think
it
this
or
is
he has it?
way harder than we typically give it credit for. Like he's got to go across the countryside and deal with a lot of wickedness.
I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Is it Eleazar
Mhm.
at the time or Phineas?
The priest?
Yeah,
I don't remember. They're both priests, but I don't know who's in charge right
I
now.
think I think Eleazar is Aaron's son, right? Along with Phineas, who's very zealous. I think they would have been. I'll have to look it up, but I'm sure they must have been.
You know what I want you to look up?
Don't they have the? Do they have the ephod at this point? And the Urim and the
Yeah.
Thummim?
Yeah.
Thummim?
The ephod is Levitical. It's I don't know about the Ummim and the Thummim or whatever it is, but I don't remember when those
But
start.
that's how they inquire of the Lord, right? And along with lots. But I don't know if they have lots at this point.
That wasn't an Israelite custom.
I know.
That was something they definitely siphoned off of the people around them.
Right. I don't think we fully understand what Urim and Thummim are.
Do, 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 do.
I did not say that.
I think we do know what those are, and I
I
think
think we have a rough idea of what they
they're
are,
very
but
similar to what
not
a lot of high church use
not how they operate.
in with the censer that they use. I think was what
Sorry, you said censor.
censor. No, the you know the censer, the
Yes,
smoke
yes,
basket that they
I
wave. I
know.
think that's one of them, isn't it? Isn't that one of the Ummim and the Thummim?
I don't.
This is way off track. Can you look up at some point here what the original Hebrew for Jobab is?
I can. Urim is translated as lights and Thummim as perfections or truth. They were used by the high priest to seek guidance from God for national decisions, such as going to war, resolving legal disputes. That's how it's mentioned in Exodus 28:30.
So it is before the temple.
It was
You're right.
before, during the period of the first temple, and ceased or were lost after its destruction. So,
Isn't it sad how the Israelites
the
just like, we
Exodus.
want to rebuild the temple. What about these ornaments? Don't worry about those. New decorations, new tools.
Just look at Exodus real quick, and then I'll look up Jobab.
I'm going to go back to our map for a second. because I love maps, and I don't know how you can't love maps, but there's something in this valley or in this that I wanted to zoom in on and see if I can see anything. So Hatzor is considered to be a like stronghold here, right?
Don't know. 28,
City of
30.
Asor and Hezron, a city in North Galilee. Joshua fought a battle there, and Tiglath-Pileser of Assyria conquered it in Second Kings. So this is like a border city, and it seems like, man, why would you ever go west here? There's or wait, is this no? It's
Okay,
east.
okay.
Sorry, east here.
Hold on, hold on. Verse 28 of Exodus 28. Is that right? It says, so it's talking about the chest piece that Aaron wears. In this way, Aaron will carry the names of the tribes on the sacred chest piece, which translates to chest piece for decision in Hebrew, over his heart when he goes into the holy place. This will be a continual reminder that he represents the people when he comes before the Lord. Insert the Urim and Thummim into the sacred chest piece so they will be carried over Aaron's heart. Aaron will always carry over his heart the objects used to determine the Lord's will for his people wherever he goes in before the Lord. The Urim and Thummim go in the chess piece, which I
Oh, really? Okay,
that's what it
I'm
says,
totally
like
misunderstood what those
discs or
were.
something. I There are pictures of discs, but I don't know what that's what it looks like. But they go into his chess piece, and this is what Exodus 28:30 says. They are the something that help him decide
Hmm.
the Lord's will. I'm not really sure. I know I've looked this up before, but I guess I just didn't write it down. Uh, I'll have to do more research into it, but let me look up Jobab. Can you tell me what verse that is? Do you know?
Yeah, it's verse 1.
Thank you.
It's interesting. I don't think I realized that Simeon's territory doesn't make any sense. It's not really the kind of map I was looking for, though.
It doesn't really say what his name means, at least in the place where I'm looking. It just talks about uh, another Canaanite king who joins Jabin's coalition. Madon is less prominent in biblical history, but is part of the Northern Alliance. It doesn't say anything about Jobab.
Doesn't translate his name at all, like in the Bible, like the letters in Hebrew.
I can look in another.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay, hold on.
So they're in. So King Jabin of Hazor sent messages to the fallen kings, Jobab of Madon, which I wonder if we can see here. Actually, Hazor is not even on this map. Yeah, we'll go back to the last one.
Yobab.
Oh, yeah, that makes way more sense. Yobab.
Yobab.
Yobab, what's up?
It means a desert.
Fair enough.
Is it
So
the last in the order of the sons of Joktan, a descendant of Shem?
the last in the order. What does that
Uh,
mean? So, anyways, we're going from Hatzor, the king here. He sends a letter asking Jobab of Madon, which is here, the king of Shimron, whose name we don't even get.
What do you mean?
It just says to the king of Shimron. It doesn't say his name, does it?
Right. We don't have a name.
And the city is not even on here.
It was the same
Oh, there it
for
is.
Axfa, which I honestly don't know how to pronounce.
The
The next.
king of Aksaf. I have no idea. Where is Aksaf?
Then we have
Here.
a whole, like, all the kings of the northern hill
Madon,
country.
Shimron, Akshaf.
There's a lot of people we don't have the names for.
All the kings of the north. Oh, yeah. All the kings in the Jordan Valley to the
Everybody.
south.
Everybody, everywhere.
So the
Everybody.
Jordan Valley's down here, right? This like kind of region where the mountains dip into the Jordan River.
Do you know how the other day you were saying that, it was yesterday during Bible study, you were talking about how there was a time when
The towns
Canaan was all by
Yeah.
Abram.
Yeah. You
Was
want
it
me to
not?
pull that map up?
No, I guess. I just feel like Joshua did a lot,
Joshua did a ton.
but it wasn't everything, right? There was still stuff left.
So the problem is there's kings from over here that
Uh,
invade Canaan.
is that desert between that big section?
This is
What is that?
the Sinai Peninsula
What's all that in between?
wilderness. This is where they roamed,
Oh, that's where they
right?
roamed.
So
That they went in circles there
that's
for
the
40
crazy
years.
part, right? So they come. Oh no, sorry, they roamed in here. I'm way far out.
Okay,
They
that's
roamed
all
in
right.
here. So
Well,
they
that looks
come.
like all desert that you just
Yeah, this is Syria. I think is that right?
all of it.
The Syrian region, anyways.
Was it
Is that
then?
right? That sounds wrong now that I say it out
Nope,
loud.
nope. We need another map.
Um, these maps won't have modern world on it though.
That's what I'm saying. We need another map.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna pull it up. I know where it is. Saudi Arabia. Sorry, the other
Yeah,
S.
it's mostly desert, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of desert. A lot of
You,
oil
you
fields.
wouldn't necessarily roam that.
Syria's up here.
Like, you want the green parts, right?
You do, and you can kind of follow the waterways in these maps for the green parts as well.
Yeah.
And like this is why Egypt is such an interesting place, because this is the Nile River.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see the way the vegetation follows the Mediterranean coast
Yep.
and the river system. And there's rivers that you can't see all through here. The Nile Delta really feeds a lot, but the vegetation is all near the coast. And then this is the Sahara.
So the people that you said that come from the right side of the map,
Yeah, this is
did they
Mesopotamia.
get too populous and they needed more?
Maybe.
Like, why would? So it looks like mountain region even farther right. So you can't
Yes.
go right. You have to go left, and down is desert. So you do have to go around the waterway.
Yeah.
And take everything that's good along the way. I understand that.
And then this is the Persian Gulf and it leads out to the ocean. So they're not going out here,
No.
right? Like,
But that's where all the green is.
so yeah, it could be that they felt the need to come here for fertility. This is where Babylon is. This is where Persia takes over eventually. Everybody that comes here seems to want to move west.
Is that kind of like what human nature is? Like, if those people lived in that region and they know they can't go over the mountains necessarily, like, maybe it's too hard to go over that region, to go
Yeah, it's tough.
east. It's much easier to go west.
Because I'm
But
pretty sure this is the
why do you travel? You need more resources, right? Because your populace is getting larger and you need more resources.
I don't know that people were traveling because their populace was getting larger as much as they like not for resource limitations because we're still not at that point, right? Like we're pretty darn close to it as humans nowadays, but they're leaving because of quarrels. So there's more and more people, and then there's people who are getting wealthy, and there's some fighting. It's like, look, I've got enough. I'm gonna go start my own country. I start my own city. So there's infighting, and they leave.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. And if you go to a region that isn't uh, unified, then it's easier to take them, just like what Joshua's doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Except every time we see these stories of, like in Joshua and in Judges, of campaigns across Canaan, the Canaanite people are constantly communicating with each other and with their allies outside of Canaan,
Mhm.
saying, let's defend against this invasion. Like they are fairly well unified for like we have to remember these are not cities with countries. They're not like these colossal metropolises surrounded by super fortified walls. Something like Jericho would have been a fortress
Yeah,
by comparison to what we would call a city today. It's just a fortress, but there are tons of little villages dotting the countryside for farming
right.
and for agriculture and animals and water collection and stuff. And
Well,
so,
aren't they all related? Like, do they have that in
I'm
their
sorry, do you
collective?
think that would be helpful in this
No,
situation?
what I mean, like, that you have a connect like, as much as
Just means they've had longer to grow disdain for each other.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because it is like trying to figure out why people would leave Babylon, like the cradle of civilization, right? And go so many people leave Babylon and go to Canaan. Canaan seemed to have a reputation for being an incredibly appealing place.
Hmm.
It was the Fertile Crescent, right? It is known for its abundance. But none of I mean, maybe not none of us. I don't think when I think of Israel of like rolling grassland hills.
They have those though, right? Not at all?
I know
I
of.
just read it says they have a hill country.
They have hill country, but it's
Hill country.
stepped and rocky.
Verse 1.
Yes.
Northern hill country.
Doesn't mean like
Put hills.
Irish hills,
No. No.
right? Like that's what I think of.
Mm.
But that's an island. Like very few places have that. Um, they're going there because I think it's a naturally appealing place to be.
Mm.
They're probably infighting back home. And maybe the Canaanites do look divided, but they seem pretty well unified. Like there's letters, there's communication happening here.
I think anytime that you have a large threat coming your way, maybe it's easier to unify.
So he divides the land amongst the tribe, and it says the land finally had rest from war. At some point, we need to look at the timeline of all of this.
I don't know where we get that other than what we have here in the chapter. What do you need the timeline for?
I would like to know how long it was at rest and how long this campaign took.
It said it took a long time.
Yes, that's not a number.
No, I know. I know it's I said earlier how long. Waging war for a long time. Verse 18. Mhm.
All right. Well, let's see what we can
And the
find.
last verse is so the land finally had rest. Mm. You found another map?
It's on a map. It's a different tool. Um,
Oh yeah, the Bible timeline. That thing is awesome.
yes, it is. Okay. So, where are we here? We're like here.
Like I can't see the screen small.
Can you see here
I,
on my screen?
okay.
All right. Israelites enter Canaan 1406 BC. Joshua lives till 1358. So this entire period has to take less than 50 years,
Hmm.
right? Because he only lives for 50, 52 years after they enter Canaan.
Oh, okay. So no, well, I think we have somewhere how old he was
Yeah,
when he took leave.
1468 to 1358. But oh no, this is BC. I'm going the wrong way. So 6 and 42. So 48 years between the time Joshua enters Canaan and he dies.
I think he was. I think we have his age
I'm
somewhere.
not saying his age. I'm saying how long he was in Canaan for.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and so then here's where the sun and the moon stand still. Here's the claiming of the territory, 1399. Is that the northern armies? Yeah, he divides up the land to the tribes. Um, Joshua 19, so a little later than what we're at right now. But he that is later. That's 1399, and that's after. No, BC, going the other way. So it's only 1399 to from 1406. That's only 7 years from the time they enter Canaan till the time 7 chapters from now when Joshua divides up the land amongst the Israelites to the different tribes and like lets them go settle. That's not that long. I would have thought this whole campaign took 20 years.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot going on in this chapter that we can talk about. It's
No.
mostly King City dead. King City dead. Everybody praise God.
Mm-hmm.
It does
Right.
highlight a lot that Joshua is obeying Moses and obeying God, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
This isn't just a warmongering leader.
So if you remember Anak, he's like the really tall person. And I'm pretty certain, like all the people that live in Gaza and Gath and Ashdod are all descendants of him, and they're all fairly tall. Goliath comes from Gath.
Wait, where are we talking about? Oh, here in 22,
Yep.
the descendants of Anak were left in the land of Israel, though some remain in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah. So okay, so Goliath of Gath
So it was
and
just
Jonah of Gath. We find out, right?
no.
Didn't you look up where Jonah was from? Son of Amittai or Amittai? Amittai is from Gath.
No, I was the other day when I pointed out somebody was from Gath was Obed Edom. Obed Edom, who when David was bringing the Ark of the Covenant
Mm-hmm.
into the place where he wanted to build the temple, um, that's when Uzziah reached out and touched it and died. And so David left it with Obed Edom in
Oh, and he like
Gath.
got real family, got real big, got real wealthy. Didn't
Yeah,
was he
yeah.
like super
He
blessed
was
basically?
blessed,
Um,
like
one of
super blessed.
speaking of last of Sunday though, when we did the same format and we looked at Jonah, I think I said at one point I wish I knew where they set off from exactly, and it's quite clear in the Bible he leaves from Joppa.
Yeah,
I don't know why I couldn't find that in my head in the moment, but sometimes it happens.
and it's right there.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, it does say. I'm not sure this is the same Gath though, because it says Gath hyphen heifer.
It does say that Jonah's family's from Gath though,
Gath
Gath Heifer,
Gath
which may be
heifer.
different.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It says a town in the northern kingdom of Israel during the 8th century.
It also says that Joshua destroys the descendants of Anak, and he completely destroyed their towns. None of the descendants of Anak were left in the land of Israel. Oh, okay. So then there's a remnant of them, and that's where
Yes,
Goliath comes
sorry.
from.
Some of them still
Got
remained
it.
in Gath, which is where you get Goliath.
So these are the details that I quite like, and it's quite hard to pick up when you're just reading through it for your devotions, especially if you do it in the morning or like the first time you read it, because it is like kind of programming your brain, right? Like when I think of Jonah, I think of Jonah, son of Amittai,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't do the first 20 times I read it because I'm still in Sunday school mode.
Yeah.
And it's Jonah and the whale or the fish or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Goliath of Gath, like those things, they start to like become imprinted on you. And this is why Steve was talking about how important it is to memorize scripture
Yeah.
because it becomes a part of you.
Well, because in my devotions, I had just yesterday, I think, read am I in? I'm in First Chronicles, and it talked about how one of David's mighty men had killed Goliath's brother, gave him like said his actual name, and said that he was this tall, and he like used a a spear, and it was very descriptive of how big the spear was, and
You know, they found spears like that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's some digs just outside of Israel that they found these caches of what you can only describe as giants' weapons,
Mhm.
massive, heavy spears and big old pikes and stuff.
I'll find it. It's just from like yesterday, I think. Actually, my devotions this morning were kind of just crazy.
Mine was prophecy of Jesus. It was quite lovely
Oh, that's kind.
in Micah.
Mine was. Oh, we're getting away from
We haven't been in the right
Joshua.
spot the whole time. It's okay.
Mine this
Hopefully,
morning
this is helpful to somebody.
was about when David um did a census, and it said how the prophet,
Nathan?
no, Gad came to him and said that what he'd done was wrong, and he has three options. And David picks the one that sends a plague, and it's an angel, and it says the death angel comes.
Mm.
And then it also says that, um, like, this angel is between heaven and earth. Like, you have to look, like, David looked up, and there he was between heaven and earth. Like, he's just hovering there. But this is where David then builds the temple. It says, this will be the location for the temple of the Lord and the place of the altar for Israel's burnt offering. So, this place where he saw the angel
Mm.
and where God said to stop, it says enough. That's enough in First Chronicles 21. And it's just like, but the
So in
angel doesn't
David's
leave until David like builds an altar because the angel tells him to build an altar.
so in David's mind, this is a excuse me, I'm sorry. This is like a point where heaven and earth are quite close.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're physically like a connecting point there. And probably chooses at that moment, like, this is a special place forever.
Yeah.
It's like Jacob when he gets to Bethel and he has his dream.
An
Like,
encounter with God.
I do think so. This is a common thing in Eastern mysticism, right? Like, you're looking for ways to connect heaven and earth physically, the God's realms and your realm physically. There was always like there's all sorts of access points in ancient Egyptian mythology to different realms and to the underworld, and even in Roman mythology, there's access to the underworld. Like there's tunnels and there's caverns you can go to get to those places,
Mm-hmm.
to Hades or to Styx or wherever. And um, I think for the Eastern people, because heaven is such a the heavens are a physical place and heaven is a physical place. Like there's points where the two realms like come very close together, and there's a lot of like sci-fi built around this concept as well. And I wonder if this is kind of where it comes from. Is this just like root knowledge that we have of this is the way that the world was perceived?
Mm-hmm.
This is a point where heaven and earth are real close. No wonder God's throne's going to be there.
I found Goliath's brother. It was in my devotions yesterday. It said in chapter 20 of First Chronicles, during another battle with the Philistines, Elhanan, son of Jair, killed Lahmi, Lami, the brother of Goliath of Gath. The handle of Lami's spear was as thick as a weaver's beam.
That's not a helpful comparison.
It is if you look up a weaver's beam. Pretty big. I did look it up once. It's
I,
massive.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, thanks.
Uh, it's as fast as a angry pigeon. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like we don't know how fast
Depends
that
on the
is.
pigeon. It's subjective.
Exactly. I think weavers have different size beams.
You looked up all these other things, timelines, map. Look up a weaver's beam.
It's quite tricky to do that in this setting. I need to reconfigure some things.
Okay.
Um, but I've had fun. I realized this was not very in depth to the text itself. Um, Something to make these passages, because the next passage, the next chapter is not a whole lot different.
Mm.
Uh, connect, like just to kind of broaden your understanding of them, is to pull up a map.
Yeah.
And just find a Bible map. Search Bible map, Joshua 15, whatever, Joshua 11, whatever number you're in. You'll find something. They're all over the place. And then that Bible timeline website is great if you're trying to find context. I sort of have a love-hate relationship with this website.
Mhm.
It is the clunkiest way of navigating a timeline in a web browser. There's just so much stuff going on. And so it's never really worked amazingly,
Yeah.
but it's very good information.
I've been using BibleHub.com
Mhm.
lately, and it goes line by line, and it will tell you every single person, thing. Usually it tells you what their names mean. It didn't for Jobab, but um, you can use Blue Letter Bible app that'll have an interlinear, and it'll tell you every word in the Hebrew or Greek, um,
Or both.
or both. Um, but the Bible Hub app is really good. It like breaks down. It tells you about these cities, and I use that during these chapters that are usually genealogies because you don't really, you don't really. I mean, it's hard
It's
reading it.
sort of like watching the credits of a movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's all these people listed, and you're like, oh, these people were important to this movie. Oh, there's one I recognize. I know
Yes.
that assistant director, or I
Yeah.
recognize that
I
supporting
I
actor.
do have like the next chapter has I don't know actually. I think it's all these are the kings Israel defeated. It has a list of all these things. And I only underline like places that I knew.
Hmm.
Um
The
but
genealogies are interesting though because it is our link to Jesus.
they are. And yeah.
Like, there's a prophecy that says that the Messiah is going to come from the line of David.
Mhm.
That's all well and good if you don't account for David's family for 700 years, right? Like, that's not helpful as a prophecy. But the Hebrew people were really meticulous.
Mhm.
Their censuses would require them to check in and keep account of their family line. Now we just check a box that says like how old we are and what our gender is and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, anywho,
Should we pray?
we should.
Me or you?
I'll pray.
Okay. Mm.
Lord, thank you for this opportunity to spend some time in your word. I hope it was, well, God, to be honest, it felt like we were kind of rambly and we're sorry if we went astray, but I hope it is helpful for somebody. Please just use this time of study we have to help ourselves grow, to help bring us closer together as a couple, and to help anybody who's looking to enjoy the book of Joshua more. We love you. We love that your word is here for us, and we just pray that we don't take it for granted. And we praise you for all of the blessings that we don't even notice.
Mm.
Amen.
Amen.
We will be back probably in 2 weeks.
Who?
I don't know if we're going to have time to record next week.
Oh, I know next week. Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Right.
So
Right.
this will be Thursday, and then the following Thursday is like 50-50 at best right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Um, so sorry about that. I have to go to a funeral. But go ahead and read ahead.
Yeah.
Read something else. We hope you have a great week. And if you are interested and you're in the Houston area, come find us in Cypress or just outside of Cypress at the Salvation Army Northwest and join us for church on Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Love to have you.
Yeah.